If you are a complete beginner and you want to start e-commerce, this video is exactly what you need. Today we're going to walk you through the key things you actually need to understand before you start.
We'll go inside a real Shopify dashboard so you can see how your store actually works. And I'll also show you a Facebook Ads Manager so you understand how people are getting sales.
By the end of this video, you will have a clear picture of how everything connects. From your store, to your ads, to your first sale. Let's start.
On the screen here, you can see the Shopify dashboard, and this is tracking all the sales over my brand Undeniable London. And this is taken from past data. You can see the metric here, that is conversion rate breakdown, and this is 2.5%. Now this means for every 100 people, 2.5% of the visitors are purchasing. You can also see here, there's over 900,000 people that went on the website with a total sales of 1.9 million USD. One of the key and most important metrics that people overlook in e-commerce is the average order value. And you can see on screen that there's a $51 average order value. And this is really important because when we run our Facebook ads, we can spend up to $51 per customer in order to break even. This makes us understand how much room we have to play with on our adverts. On the screen here, you can go and see the live customers that are purchasing. You can see the total amount they've spent and the order number. So on this screen, we can see that there's been 45,000 orders. This is another shop that I've been running in the last year. And you can see here, there's over $169,000 of sales made. Again, what we can see on screen is an average order value of 35 USD. One of the key differences between this store and the Undeniable London jewelry brand is that this store is only selling one product. We don't have any additional products that we're selling. However, we can see an increased conversion rate at 4%. This means 4 out of 100 people that are landing on the website are purchasing. We can also see here that there's a smaller amount of people that have landed on this website, and this is because we've been running this store for a much smaller time frame. And you can see on this screen the orders that are coming in every single day. It's a smaller store than the Undeniable London brand, but you can still see here that there's over 5,000 orders.
Wow, this is amazing. I want to see Facebook ads.
One of the most important parts to having a success in e-commerce is having the ability to run successful Facebook ads. And as you can see on screen, Lena, here is the Facebook ad manager for one of my other accounts of a brand that I previously ran. This is one of my most successful dropshipping stores. And as you can see, we spent over £300,000 on the adverts within the Facebook ad manager. We've had a total of over 15,000 website purchases and 15 million people in the USA saw our adverts.
Okay, I have a question. What is the most important metric?
The most important metric that I look at is the cost per purchase. As you can see here, we have multiple columns showing anywhere from £15 per purchase all the way up to £22 per purchase. And this is the amount you spend on adverts in order to generate your first sale. As you can see here, we've had over 7,000 results on this campaign with the £21 purchase. This means we've spent a total of £161,000 in total spend on this campaign itself. And as you can see, we were running our adverts in the United States for this campaign. The United States is the largest audience that you have available on Facebook ads, as there's the most amount of people that are using Facebook and Instagram on their phone. Facebook and Instagram are the best places to get your purchases from.
On my stores, I've been running ads in England. Did you run any ads in England?
On this shop, my primary audience was the United States, Australia, and Canada, and this was where we got 95% of all our sales from. The number one being America, which is these two ad campaigns. As you can see, there's over 11,000 orders within the United States alone, with a total spend of over 240,000, and these were the two primary campaigns that were doing all the sales. However, we then entered the Australian market and we managed to get £22 per purchase, and also we tested the Canadian market and we got a £26 per purchase.
So I can see here in USA testing you have $111 per purchase. Is it good result?
So this was a testing campaign where we would have tried a different marketing angle. This means we changed the adverts from the original winning campaigns that we were running, and we were testing new marketing angles. However, if there's a cost per purchase of £110, it immediately has to be killed, because if we're selling a product for £40 and we're paying £110 per purchase, this means it's unprofitable for us. Whereas you can see a cost per purchase of £18, £22 and £15 on a campaign. This is so much more scalable, which means we can spend more profitably to acquire our new customers.
And now let's talk about the startup costs, because this is where most beginners get confused.
The truth is, you don't need a lot of money to start. First, you have to create your website. Shopify is currently offering around $1 for the first 3 months, so your store is basically set up for almost nothing at the beginning.
Next is your domain. This is your website name, and it usually costs around $10, so again, it's very affordable.
Then you've got your theme. Shopify already offer around 2 themes for free, but if you want to convert, you're going to need a paid theme, or if you want to drop me a DM on Instagram, I can send you a file over that already converts.
And lastly, you've got tools like AI, which you can use to generate product descriptions, images, and even some ad ideas. And most of these are very low cost when you're starting.
And this is what you actually need to do. First, you need to find a product, something that people already want, and it's not something random.
And second, you want to build a simple store on Shopify, and you don't have to make it perfect, just clean, simple, and trustworthy.
Then you're going to want to create 2 or 3 ads. You don't need a crazy amount of creatives. You just need a few solid variations to test in your first adverts on Facebook ads.
And finally, launch on Facebook ads. And this is where you get your data, see what works, and start improving things.
That's it. No overcomplicating your ad strategies, no overthinking. You just need to execute these steps properly.
And now let's talk about product selection. This is where everything starts. Your product needs to solve a real problem. If it doesn't, people have no reason to buy it.
Second, it should have some kind of emotional appeal, something that makes people feel relief, excitement, or even curiosity.
And third, it should be already selling, because you don't need to reinvent the wheel. You want to find products that already have demand and are proven to work.
If your product hits these 3 points, you're already ahead of most beginners. Thank you for watching this video.
And if you got value from this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.